Radio Listening Society podcast. Welcome to the Mysterious Old Radio Listening Society, a podcast dedicated to suspense, crime, and horror stories from the golden age of radio. I'm Eric.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Joshua.
We love mysterious old-time radio stories, but do they stand the test of time? That's what we're here to find out.
This week I chose an episode of the BBC series Fear on 4 entitled The Snowman Killing. Fear on 4 aired on BBC Radio from 1988 to 1993, returning for a final season in 1997.
Fear on 4 was hosted by the Man in Black, a figure lifted directly from the show's Golden Age predecessor, Appointment with Fear, which had in turn borrowed the character from radio's theater of thrills, Suspense. Appointment with Fear ran from 1943 to 1955 and featured Valentine Dial as the Man in Black.
A subsequent series, known as The Man in Black, enjoyed a short run in 1949, with Dial resuming the role. The BBC launched another audio series entitled The Man in Black, which ran from 2009 to 2011, with Mark Gatiss in the titular role. For Fear on 4, The Man in Black was portrayed by Edward D'Souza.
The Snowman Killing was written by radio playwright James C. Brooke. During the 1970s and 80s, Brooke wrote several highly regarded plays for BBC Radio, including Jonas, The Doppelganger, and The Missing Piece. According to his online bio, Brooke left writing for a career in IT, finding it a much more comfortable, logical world with way better money.
Now, let's listen to the debut episode of Fear on 4, The Snowman Killing. First aired January 3rd, 1988.
It's late at night, and a chill has set in. You're alone, and the only light you see is coming from an antique radio. Listen to the sounds coming from the speaker, listen to the music, and listen to the voices.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Man in Black saying, welcome to my open house of horror, which brings me to number 12A Maple Drive. A nice house. 3 bedrooms, through lounge, fitted kitchen, garage, bit of a garden, front and back, yes. A nice house. But it has a history that has led to a for sale sign being placed outside, a history you do well to know before you think of buying. The Snowman Killing.
I'm cold, so cold. I'm cold, so cold.
Let's build a snowman.
A snowman?
Yes, we'll build him on the lawn.
I don't want to build a snowman.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't want to.
Don't be silly.
They're scary.
They're not. They're fun.
I don't want to.
You do want to.
I don't.
Yes, you do want to.
Please, Colin,
yes, you
don't
do.
make
We're
me.
going to make a snowman, aren't we?
Don't make me. Please, don't make me.
We can make him by the bird table. He can scare the birds. Yes, that's it. He can scare the birds.
I don't want to.
Come on, it'll be fun, I tell you. Fun.
I don't want to. Wait for me.
Mummy, can I play outside?
Oh, it's horribly cold, darling.
I'm bored.
Well, go and play with your tank. You had a nice new tank from Auntie Joan. You've not played with it at all.
Don't want to.
Well, then grab that cloth and help me dry up.
I'm not that bored.
Where's Alex?
I don't know, playing or reading. He's always reading.
He likes reading, darling.
He's a baby. He's wet. He never wants to do anything.
You mustn't bully him. We're all different. We all like doing different things. Just because he doesn't like doing the things you like doing doesn't mean to say he's a baby.
He's a baby. If it really snows, then I'm going to build a snowman.
Are you now?
A big one. As big as me.
Well, you won't make one this afternoon, that's for sure.
Look at that, Mummy.
Look at what, darling?
The snowman, Mummy.
Snowman? What are you talking about?
Can't you see it, Mummy?
Colin, your imagination, you're as bad as Alex.
The snowman, Mummy. Can't you see the snowman? At least look, Mummy. Come here and look.
What for? There isn't a snowman. You've just been talking about building a snowman.
But you must see him, Mummy. You must. He's on the lawn. Look. He's on the lawn. Just by the bird table. Look. Just there. Look. You can see him.
I suppose you'll never be satisfied until I do look. Now, let's see, shall we?
He's just there. Look. Just there. You must be able to see him, Mummy.
There's no snowman on the lawn. You shouldn't tell fibs.
You saw him, didn't you, Mummy? Right by the bird table. He's scaring the bird.
You watch too much television. You do not stop playing.
I'm not playing.
No, for the last time, there is no snowman. The snow is too light for a snowman. No, where's your brother?
Asleep.
What? I thought you said he was...
He's sleeping. He's cold. Cold as ice.
That laugh of yours, I don't know where you get it from. Now, let's see where he is. Alex! Alex! Alex, darling. Darling! Oh, God. You're so cold. Oh, my God.
Told you. Cold as ice. Cold as ice. No.
No, shut up. Alex, darling, what's wrong with you?
I'm cold. So cold. He's only playing.
Alex, wake up, darling. Come on, it's Mummy.
Mummy?
Oh, thank God.
He's only playing. I said he's only playing.
Oh, Colin, go upstairs.
Oh, Mummy.
Go upstairs and go upstairs now, at once.
I haven't done anything.
Oh, are you all right, Alex? You all right now?
I dreamt. I was dreaming. I didn't like it, Mummy. I didn't like it.
It's all right now. It's all right now. Shh. You're awake now.
I had spilled a snowman, and he fell on top of me, and I was cold. Cold as ice.
It's all right now. You're okay now.
He didn't have any eyes. Oh, Mummy.
Oh, no, all right. Shh.
I don't want to build a snowman, Mummy. I don't want to.
No one's going to make you build anything, darling. You won't have to do anything you don't want to.
Promise?
Yes, I promise. It was only a silly dream, anyway. Only a dream. And dreams don't mean anything. And they can't hurt you, okay?
It says the snow will continue. Might thicken up tomorrow. The snow. It looks like it will continue.
Oh. Alex had that dream again today.
What dream?
What dream? The same dream he's been having on and off for years. The one about the snowman.
Oh, that.
He's had it twice since we moved. Twice. Before we moved, he hadn't had it for 2 or 3 years.
Stress of moving, Anne. Moving's a stressful time.
Thing was, Colin said he saw a snowman.
Colin? I thought you said it was Alex.
Yes, but before that, it was Colin that said he saw a snowman. He kept on, and then he said that Alex was asleep. So I went to find him, and he was in here in front of the fire, asleep, dreaming that dreadful dream. Henry, he was freezing.
In front of the fire? Freezing?
Not just freezing, I mean cold. Really cold. Chilled. Like ice. And he was white.
Well, he'd probably been outside.
He hadn't. I know he hadn't. He was so cold. Henry, you must believe me. When I first saw him lying there, I thought...
You thought what?
I thought... He was so white. And still. He was so still, I didn't know what to think. And Colin had been saying these stupid things.
What things?
Oh, about the snowman, and I was frightened. I don't like that dream. It scares me. And seeing him there, it was like seeing a ghost. This house, the whole place, it just gets on my nerves. You don't know what it's like. The whole place is claustrophobic. It's comes in on you.
Anne! Look, ever since we moved, you've been preoccupied about the twins or the house or both. We must have had this conversation, or if not this particular conversation, then one like it. You've been going on about this sort of thing for weeks, and frankly, I'm rather fed up with it. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Look, I've said before, you should get out more. Tell you what, I'll leave the car tomorrow and you go and do some shopping. Buy yourself a new dress. Mrs. Macpherson will look after the boys. That'll cheer you up.
I don't like it here.
Anne.
I don't like it. This house gives me the creeps. I don't know why I had to move in the first place.
We moved because A, it meant I didn't have to commute. B, it's a bigger, better house. C, it was a very reasonable price. And D, house prices here are set to go through the roof. Not to mention there's a good school for the
It's
twins.
all right for you. You don't live here.
What do you mean, don't live
Well,
here?
not really, no. Oh, Henry. This house shouldn't just be a hotel for you. It should be a home. For all of us.
Anne, when I've got there, got ahead, got the car, when paying for the mortgage isn't such a struggle, then I'll have more time to...
Yes. Then you'll be able to spend more time at home.
Look, I really have to go through those figures. Jenkins asked me specifically. Maybe tomorrow...
It's all right, go on up. I'll wash up and watch a bit of television, maybe some ironing. I'll keep myself occupied. Don't you worry.
Get out more. That's what you should do. Get out more.
I don't like snowmen.
We'll
Don't
build
make me
it
do
here.
it.
Right here.
No.
Right near the bird table. He can scare the birds.
It's cold. I don't want to. It's cold.
Right. We'll start with a snowball. A big, big snowball.
Mummy! What is it now, Colin?
He's back.
What?
The snowman's back.
What did you say?
He's back. The snowman's back.
Now, don't be silly.
He is. I can see him on the lawn.
The snow's gone. There is no snow.
You can't see him from here. He's on the
But for
lawn.
the last time,
Can I go and play with
there
him?
isn't a snowman. There never was a snowman.
Can I, Mum? Can I?
Can
please?
you what?
Go and play with him. The snowman. Can I, Mum? Can I please?
Now, come with me. Come on. Now, look. Look out there, Colin. There's just the lawn and the drive and the shed and the fence. Nothing more. No snowman. Nothing. It's not even snowing now.
There is a snowman. I can see the snowman.
Stop playing games. I don't like it.
I'm not playing. He's there. Alex has been playing with him.
What?
Alex. And now he's asleep.
Sleep?
He played with the snowman, and now he's asleep.
What are you talking about? Where is he?
He's cold again, like yesterday.
Where is he? Colin, where is Alex?
Cold as ice.
Colin, where is...
Cold as ice and white as snow.
Colin, where is Alex?
Mummy, you're
Now,
hurting.
just tell me where he is. Tell Mummy where he is.
That hurt.
Is he upstairs? Is he in your bedroom?
You hurt me.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to. Just don't. Now listen. Where is Alex? Just tell Mummy where he is.
I told you he played with the snowman, and now...
Is he outside? Is that what you're saying? Is he outside?
Might be.
Where exactly?
With the snowman.
Colin, now you will answer me properly. You will tell Mummy exactly where he is, and you will tell Mummy now. Colin.
He's asleep. Cold as ice. Cold as ice.
Colin!
He's in the shed, Mummy. In the shed.
Alex! Alex, darling! Oh, God. Oh, you're so cold. So cold. Wake up. Come on, wake up, darling. Come on, this is Mummy.
I told you, Mummy. I told you you've been playing with the snowman.
Colin, I told you, stay in the house. Get back in the house.
He's only playing. He's
Get
only
back in the
playing.
house.
He's only playing.
Oh, Alex, you're so cold. Here, come on now. I'll get you back to the house. Get you warm.
I was dreaming again, Mummy. I was dreaming.
Shh.
It's cold, Mummy. It's cold. cold.
It's all right, darling. We're going inside now. We'll get you warmer soon.
So cold.
It's just a stupid dream, darling. That's all. It's just a stupid dream.
It's not a dream, Mummy. The snowman's here.
Don't be silly. Go on, look at me, darling.
He's right there. I can see him.
No, you can't see anyone, darling. You can't see anything. Just stop staring, will you?
He's behind you, Mummy. And he wants his eyes. He wants his eyes.
Don't be stupid now.
Run, Mummy. He's coming.
No, don't be silly now. Come on, it's just your dream. That's all. It's nothing.
Don't let him get me, Mummy. Don't let him get me.
Oh, God.
Henry Makepeace?
Henry, it's happened again.
Ah, look, I'm in the middle of a...
The dream happened again. Alex was in the shed as cold as anything, and his neck. I thought his neck had been broken.
What?
He looked all wrong and twisted.
Is he all right now?
Henry, I don't like it. It's creepy. There's something creepy going on. Sinister.
Is he all right now? What happened to him? Was he hurt?
Can you come home?
My...
I don't want to be here alone.
Look, I can't come home. It's impossible. I'm up to my eyes.
Please. Henry, I'm frightened.
I can't, I tell you. Look, the boys are okay now, aren't they?
Well...
Aren't they?
Well, they seem all right. They're indoors playing.
Good. Now, this is what you do. You get Mrs. Macpherson to come in for a couple of hours to look after them, and you take the car. Remember, I left you the car, and go into town, get yourself a new dress. Nothing too pricey, but something nice.
Don't treat me like a child. You always do this whenever I ring at work. I can just imagine you sitting there lifting your eyebrows towards the other men in the office. That silly wife's got herself into a state again.
Look, buy yourself a complete wardrobe, if you like, or
what?
Or go and see a doctor. Get yourself some tranquilizers or something. You have to do something, Anne. Sort yourself out. Hello?
Yes.
When I get home this evening, we'll talk the whole thing through, all right? I mean, really talk it through.
There is something going on. Something I don't understand. Henry, you must believe me. I am not going mad or anything. There is something going on.
Nothing's going on. It's all in your imagination. Look, what you have to do is to get it into perspective. That's why you should get out. Give yourself a break. Look, I've got to go. Do you promise to do as I said? Go into town. Promise? You can spend as much as you like. Go on, Anne. You know you need a break, and you know what I'm saying makes sense.
Yes, all right. I'll go into town.
Good. You feel all the better for it. Believe me. All the better.
There. Can we go in now? No, I've told you. Now we need another snowball for his head. A small one. When does Mummy get back? She's not back for ages. Ages. Are you going to make his head or not? Or shall I use yours? You wouldn't. Don't be silly. You couldn't. I could twist it until it came off and then put it on top. You couldn't. Round and round it'd go, and then it'd break. Don't. Round and round. Snap. Please don't. You couldn't anyway. Oh, yes, I could. Now, you're going to make his head. Or do you want me to try?
I still can't believe it. Well, I suppose we were bound to bump into each other sooner or later. But I am glad it's sooner.
Oh, yes, me too. God, how long's it been?
Oh, it must be about 7 years.
Oh. So how's married life?
Oh, you know, okay. Boring at times, but then, well...
Oh. How about the children?
Oh, it's still just the twins. Well, they're 11 now.
God, are they really?
Yes. Well, and you?
Oh, no ring yet.
Did you get the... Oh,
you first.
All right. Are you still with the paper?
Oh, yeah, still there. But now I'm a fully qualified local journalist, covering weddings, staff dances, knickers running off with milkmen's wives, you know, all the usual sort of stuff.
Well, nothing juicy.
Oh, no, not for years. You had plans to write sometime, didn't you?
Oh, yes. But that was before.
Before?
Well, what do you think? Marriage and children and... You know, one's life just sort of fills up with things. There's never a dull moment.
What's wrong, Anne?
Nothing. Just an overactive imagination, that's all.
What about? Not Henry, surely.
Oh, no, not Henry.
You don't sound all that convinced.
Oh, and he has his good points. He's got lots of good points. He's just very determined to follow the yuppie trend. Oh. So determined he doesn't have much time for anything else and just gets me down sometimes. I am actually in town to buy myself a dress or even a complete wardrobe if I wanted to cheer myself up, to give me a fresh perspective on things. Henry's idea. Everything can be solved with money.
Fresh perspective on what?
Oh, no, nothing you can put your finger on. Well, I don't really like the new house we've got.
Where is it exactly? Maybe I know it.
It's on one of these anonymous estates out at Knollwater. You know, the kind of thing. One part is all named after admirals, Nelson Avenue, Hood Close, and another bit is all writers. Dickens Way.
Thackeray Drive.
Shakespeare Road.
Knoll Boulevard.
There's Jane Austen cul-de-sac.
Jeffrey Archer Lane.
Oh, no, nothing so modern.
So, which one are you in? The admirals or the writers?
No, neither. Trees.
Trees?
It's Maple Drive.
Maple Drive?
Yes, why do you say it like that?
Oh, a name from the past, that's all.
Go on.
Well, 5 or 6 years ago, I was sent to write something about Maple Drive. A very sad story, very sad.
What?
There was a family lived there when the estate was first built. I think they were called the Osbornes. Yes, that's it, Mr. and Mrs. Osborne. An ordinary family, the typical nuclear family. Mom, Dad, 2 sons, aged, 10 or 11. Twins, as it happened. Oh, look, maybe I shouldn't be...
Twins?
Well, it's just a coincidence.
What happened?
God, I'm surprised you haven't found out about this before. I'm really surprised.
Just tell me, please. What happened?
All right. There was an accident. The boys were outside in the garden playing in the snow, and one of them got hurt, badly hurt. In fact, it was fatal.
How hurt? How did it happen?
Oh, look, steady on, love. This was a long time ago.
It's important. It's important. How did it happen?
Well, remember, you asked me. His neck got broken. He fell over something, and his neck got twisted. It was very sad, but... The reason why we got interested in it, the papers, why I remember it so well, the other boy panicked. He thought it was his fault, you see, and he panicked. So he built a snowman.
A snowman?
Yes, with the body, his brother's body, to hide it. I don't know what he thought he was doing, but it was a bit macabre, and it made a good copy, so of course we got interested. God, I hadn't realised until then how cynical the press can be.
Where did this take place?
I told you, in the garden.
No, what number? What number was the house?
Oh,
Please, Helen, what number?
13.
You sure? You sure it wasn't 12 or 12A?
Quite sure. I remember it gave me the title of the piece. Unlucky 13. It was number 13, all right.
There isn't a 13 now. It goes 11, 12, 12A, and 14. They must have changed the number. They changed it from 13 to 12A.
Steady on, Anne.
Probably to help sell it. I bet they moved straight up.
Yes, I think they did. Anne, listen. Look, Anne, listen to me. Look, it's a long time ago. It's all in the past. It doesn't mean anything now. Here and now, it doesn't mean anything. Anne, what are you looking at? You look like you've seen a ghost.
How long has it been snowing?
It started before I came in, I think. 2 or 3 hours. It looks like it's settling, too. I should be careful if you've got to drive home.
I have to make a call. I must make a call. Where are the phones? Do you know where the phones are?
Now, let's make his mouth. Then he'll be able to talk to you. Be able to tell things to you.
Come on. Hello, Mrs. McPherson. It's Mrs. Makepeace.
Oh, hello, dear.
How are the boys?
Sorry, dear, what did you say?
How are the twins, Colin and Alex? How are they?
Oh, they're fine, my dear, quite fine.
Thank God.
They're enjoying the snow.
What?
They're outside enjoying the snow.
I thought I told you not to...
I made them wrap up well and where they're willing to move.
I thought I told you not to let them outside. I told you strictly not to let them outside.
Yes, but when it started snowing, it's different, isn't it? It's not every day we get snow like this. You must watch out when you drive back. It's really quite settling.
Where are the boys now? Can you see the boys now?
Yes, I can see them. On the lawn, that's where they are.
Both of them?
No, not both of them, just one of them. I can never really tell which one it is at this distance.
And what's he doing?
I think it's Colin, though. I think it was him that had the red woolly hat on. Or was it Alex? No, one had a green hat, I think, and the other one had a red.
What is he doing? Mrs. McPherson, please. Just tell me what he's doing.
Doing? Building a snowman, of course. What else would a boy like that do in the snow?
Good. There. A nice big grin. Alex, I want your hat. I want your hat for the snowman.
No, I'll get cold.
Come on, give it over. Or do I have to take it from you?
Hurry up. All these lights.
For God's sake, Anne, just calm down.
I didn't ask you to come.
Sorry, look, just take it easy. Traffic lights are like kettles. They never change if you watch them.
Oh,
Find out!
God! Oh, God. I never saw him. I never even saw him.
Anne, what are you scared of? Is it something I said? Something about what happened before? You've got to tell me, please.
I can't. I daren't tell you.
Well, try me.
Well, later maybe, but not now. I've just got to get home, okay?
I'm getting cold, Cole. I'm getting cold.
No, you're not. Now we need something for his eyes.
No.
Oh, yes. He's got to be able to see you, hasn't he?
I don't want him to have eyes. I want to go indoors.
You can't, you baby.
I'm frightened. When does Mummy get home?
Not for hours and hours yet. I know. We'll use coal. That's black. Go and get some coal.
I don't want him to be able to see me.
Go and get me some coal. Then he'd be a real snowman. A real snowman. Then he'd be able to see you.
Can you see them? Can you see the boys? Oh, they're probably on the lawn. There should be two of them on the lawn.
Slow down a bit, will
Can
you?
you see them? You should be able to see them.
I can't see anything. It's the snow.
There they are.
Find out, we're sliding.
God.
Oh, God, we're going to hit them.
No.
Oh.
Alex! Look out!
Turn the wheel. Left a bit. Left.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Alex!
Mommy, you nearly hit me.
I thought I'd hit you. I'm sorry.
You didn't hit me, Mummy. You hit the snowman.
Oh, thank God.
Are you all right, Mummy?
Yes. Oh, yes, I'm fine now. Oh, give me a hug. Come on. Oh.
Anne.
You'll think I'm really stupid, but I was thinking the snowman.
What, Mummy?
Oh, never mind. Just stupid, irrational fears, that's all. I was building it all up in my mind, some sort of great evil force, but now I've destroyed it. And everything's all right now. Where's Colin?
Cole? Oh, he's asleep.
Asleep? What do you mean, darling? Where is he?
He's all right. He's just sleeping.
Anne, I think you'd better come over here.
Where, darling? Tell me where he is.
I didn't do anything. It was the snowman.
It was curious the way the snowman had shattered. The scattered pieces remained somehow connected. The trunk, the legs, the arms, the head.
Oh, no. Please, God, no.
All in proportion, all of a size. A small boy's size. From the end of one leg, one white leg, protruding quite naturally, seeming so normal there that at first she didn't notice what it was a foot, a human foot. And from the head, the shattered, flaking head, the head that was set at a curious, awkward angle to the rest of the body, she could see the eyes. Not black pieces of coal, but blue, staring, human, and dead.
told you he wanted his eyes, Mummy.
Thinking of moving? Well, as I said earlier, 12A Maple Drive is up for sale. A nice house. 3 bedrooms, through lounge, fitted kitchen, garage, bit of a garden, front and back, yes. Bit of a garden, front and back. It's a snip of the price, I'm told. In fact, they're so keen to sell, they might even be open to offers. Imelda Staunton played Anne, and Brian Hewlett her husband Henry. Alistair White was Colin, and Alkis Constantouris was Alex. Eva Stewart played Mrs. Macpherson. J.C.W. Brooke wrote the story, and Martin Jenkins was the director. My name is Edward D'Souza, the Man in Black. And until the same time next week, I too, like the garden snowman, must melt away.
That was The Snowman Killing from Fear on 4 here on the Mysterious Old Radio Listening Society podcast. Once again, I'm Eric.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Joshua.
Fear on 4. Was that the horn?
That was the horn and
Yes.
tapping. That was another one.
Yes.
To.
That's what I thought. Because, as you know, boy, I love the horn.
And The Snowman Killing is the debut episode of Fear on 4, of the first series.
How did you come across this?
I think it was after we listened to The Horn, I just started in chronological order because I'm a nerd and listening through the first series of Fear on 4. And there are a number of them that I really like. And there are one or two that are so horrific that I would never put them on this podcast. But this one, while quite horrific, I feel like is done in the tasteful horrific style of old-time radio. And maybe I'm wrong.
No, I'm just saying this is horrific.
It is, and
I can't
maybe
even
it's because I've become desensitized because I listen to the ones that I would never bring to the podcast.
Well, it's not the visceral, gritty kind of like,
No.
but it is horrifying.
That poor woman slamming into her kid and the drive
The
home.
way the head shattered is like, ah.
The drive home filled me with so much dread. There's nothing worse than
Oh, yeah.
trying to get somewhere that you know you've got to get there. And, oh, my God. Everything about this was so hard.
I know,
So
but
hard.
what appealed to me is
And
that
it wasn't a fun snowman story like I thought.
it is not a fun snowman.
It's the worst
story.
Christmas story you've ever brought to this podcast.
What appealed to me, though, is stylistically, this is really a modern English ghost story in that the plot is pretty straightforward and pedestrian. You rent a house where there is a murder involving a snowman and scary stuff happens, right? If you read that, you'd be like, oh, ho-hum, I probably know what's going to happen. It is all about this very precise building of dread.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we know something awful is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And each time we find a piece of the puzzle, it's not like it's a shock. We're like, damn it.
Yep.
It's going to happen. And that it reminds me of M.R. James and a lot of those turn-of-the-century ghost stories that I love. And yes, listeners, I apologize. It's particularly dark, but it just has a lot to offer from, I think, an almost literary point of view because it is just so well written.
I'll give you that.
It's in that horror tradition of the most terrifying place is an unsafe home. I mean, she can see, like, I need help, and she can't get it.
Yeah, and I think one of the most successful things in this is the writer's choice to meld the supernatural horror of this snowman stalking their child with the real psychological horror. And it touches on what you just said in that she's in this terrible marriage. If you throw away the supernatural element, she's still trapped in a house that she hates. So it makes this over-the-top supernatural horror more relatable and feel even more real life because there's an element of supernatural dread and real-life human dread.
Someone, my high school girlfriend, in fact, told me that The Shining, the movie, the first half of it is a movie about an abusive father, and that's it, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Right. I was really hoping the snowman, was real and was going to kill the dad. Like, good, we got bad dad.
And at the end, they just took off his magic hat and he melted away.
Yep.
It was a twist to me, and it didn't seem like the predictable route to have it shake out that the bullying twin is the one who would be killed.
Yes, that's another nice.
Which it makes sense in the narrative, but I didn't see it coming.
Again, because you so identify with the mother and her worries, it takes me totally out of the analytical part of my brain where I'm trying to guess what's going to happen.
Did you guys hear the subtle foley of the thump as the car was sliding?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. It was beautiful as far as really well done production-wise. Like, it sounded like if you hit a kid in your car, what it would sound like inside the car.
Do you think they actually went out and hit a kid
They did.
and recorded it?
I looked
the
it up.
BBC studios, they have everything.
Yeah. Extra kids.
They're like, bring little Nigel in here.
What age do you want? A toddler?
Well, I don't know. Throw it against the car, see how it sounds. No,
that's 11. That's an 11. I'm sorry, dark humor because it is so horrible.
You know,
a couple of episodes ago, I was complaining about the children actors in Martian Chronicles. These actors, really good.
They reminded me of the performance of the kids in Fugue in C minor.
Yeah.
And that creepy aspect to them. And I thought they did a very good job. They also just reminded me of every horror movie horrifying kid, Damien or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, and when Colin does that evil chuckle toward the top, that's terrifying.
Oh, and he just won't answer her question about where
is he? Yeah, that's frustrating, man. Like, where is he? Did anybody have that moment at the top of this where she finally looks out the window at the snowman that he sees? It seemed to me for a while that she also saw him.
That was
snowman.
a question I had, and I wondered what you guys thought. Colin sees a snowman by the bird bath and wants his mom to look, and when she does,
she freaks out.
She gasps, but she says there's not enough snow for a snowman. So I wasn't sure
if she was telling the kid just to keep him calm.
I took it as she gasped because she was told to see something that wasn't there, and that she was worried that her kid is seeing things.
But it was
Me too.
so strong.
Yeah.
There's an implication that the child has been saying this a lot.
Yeah, well, we find out in a few more minutes.
Recurring dreams,
yes,
and that this is a pattern. However, I love that moment because I don't know.
Yes.
And it draws me into the story.
That was my point of not knowing. It allowed me to go, oh, is she covering and saw it and telling him no so he doesn't freak out? Or is she worried that he's hallucinating again? But it did bring that element of suspense of, is there a snowman in the yard or isn't there? The fact that he kept saying that the kid is asleep. You know, he's sleeping and he's just playing a game and he's cold and
it's parent triggers.
Yes, that's exactly what this is. It's exactly what this is. You just nailed it for me. Every single thing in this, as a parent, is a parent trigger. That's what this is. I'm terrified every moment that this is going to happen to me.
Well, and not having that same parent thing, but you just think of like, well, obviously you should just keep that child by you all the time. Except you don't want to do that.
Because you really can't. It's weird.
Oh, you
and
can.
It's damaging to the child.
No, it's good for him. That's the only way to get some sleep at night. I just keep her near the bed. Don't move.
What was triggering for me was he wants your eyes. That was
yeah, so he can see. And he's right behind him, Mom, right behind him. He wants eyes so he can see. And then you hear that distant, happy birthday.
On a different path of conversation, I had heard this episode before, and this is the first time I think that someone brought an episode to the table that I had heard before in the context of I'm looking for an episode to bring.
Mm-hmm. And you decided against it, clearly.
So it's very fun to compare, like, this is what my mindset when I'm listening to an episode, like, maybe not quite good enough, and then when you brought it, like, this is awesome. When I'm not worried about the consequences of this weighty choice.
When it's all on my head, you're great with it.
Why did you decide not to when you had it as a possibility?
You know, I don't even remember what my judgy face notion was. Like, it's just kind of one of those old snowman twins, one kills the other kind of story.
Boring.
Snowman twins.
So I'm very glad you brought this, because
Let's give some kudos to Fear on 4, though. I mean, they do know what they're doing. They know how to produce. The direction is great. The sound is great. The music is great. The speed and pace is great.
I will say again that we are presenting a curated showcase
I'm
of them,
talking about
because
what we've
there have
listened
been
to.
some
Yeah.
duds that I've listened to and some things that were so horrific that I don't even ever want to listen to them again.
Did they do Catwife?
Yes.
Slightly better, not hard.
Taking me back to 80s, do they actually say yuppie in here?
Yes,
I
they do.
I hadn't thought of that term in so long,
Not
and it
only-
was just a terrible insult. That was just like the end of you if someone called you yuppie. I
Well,
remember
immediately, your vision of the dad is all of a sudden, now he's in a golf shirt with the collar up.
Yes.
Now he's wearing something different. Also, I thought that was just an American term.
I remember reading a whole story in an English comic book about yuppies who were secretly demons. Or it was a Hellblazer episode of the
yes, it
old John
was.
Constantine comic book. Yeah. Demon yuppies.
Young urban professionals, right?
Yep.
Isn't that what it? Oh man, I can't believe I remember.
And so
that.
it's fun to see that very 80s thing blended in with this older tradition of jerkbag husbands.
he was
Because
right
this
out of 1945.
Yeah,
the
because
misogyny.
he pretty much he gets to that yellow wallpaper point where he says,
Yeah.
or maybe get some tranquilizers. They should have called
Right.
this Yellow Snowman.
right. No, that's a whole different
connotations.
story. He says, just go buy something nice, spend as much money as you want. Now that's good husbanding.
well, and also, like, I have to do this job so we can afford our mortgage. We're so tight on money. Buy anything you want. Like, we'll spare no expense to shut you up.
I can't tell you how fast I would leave that meeting and go home. Again, my marriage and the way I see things, it always amazes me in these stories when men are like, listen, shut up, go buy yourself some. I would come home, my house would be empty. It would be done so fast.
It'd be like, you hang up the phone and look up, and your wife and kids are there.
Right. Yep. Any other thoughts on this, gentleman?
Her performance is... It's Imelda Staunton, is that...
I think so, yeah. They weren't performers I recognized, so I don't remember the names. But yeah, she's amazing. She holds the entire thing together. Obviously, the kids have to be believable or it would fall apart, but she's the heart of this.
Yeah.
It's one of those rare times where I was feeling for the actor. Like, you had to walk away from this recording just feeling awful.
Yeah.
Because she put everything into this.
Well, they did that nice touch of... She gets this little bit of a break and a little bit of breath. Like, oh, I run into an old friend. I can talk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much worse than I thought it was. I need to get in the car and drive home right now.
And that whole final scene is very well written and performed when the mother's so relieved to see Alex and is hugging him, and she keeps saying things, and she starts confessing about her fears about the snowman and how she was actually starting to believe it, and her friend just, I think it's like 2 or 3 times just underneath it all, keeps going, Anne, trying to get her attention. So you as the listener just know, oh no. And that's what I mean, this dread. It's not about shocking or surprising you. It's about letting you live in that moment for a beat or two too long, more than is comfortable.
Yeah.
It's horrifying. This ranks up there with Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan. They were great.
Food of the Gods.
No.
No. Sorry, wrong movie list.
Wrong movie list. They were great movies. I'm never watching them again. I'm never listening to this again. Why would I put myself through that? I'm glad I heard this. I'm glad I saw those movies. There were things to be taken from that that I should know, and they were beautifully done. But my God, no, I am not buying the DVD of Schindler's List and watching it at any time, nor am I listening to this.
You don't want the
every
deleted scenes of horror?
or the commentary?
The gags and outtakes?
So, as we send this to a vote, I think it's great. I think it was fantastic. It did exactly what it set out to do, and that is disturb me. And I will never listen to that again, but it was expertly done.
Yeah, there are some structural things that I think are really interesting in here, and I honestly have to probably listen to it again.
Don't
because
invite me.
the scenes that we hear of them together playing and being told to build the snowman, and Alex saying, "No, I don't want to." Are those the dreams that Alex is describing? Are they flash forwards to this final building of the snowman that leads up to the death. And structurally, that's really interesting. And it's even not knowing exactly how it fits together is still really satisfying because you know there's something complex underneath it.
Yeah, I have heard it now at least 3 times, not more.
What is wrong with you?
But that's exact structure in the twins' relationship is fascinating of how much are these 2 kids being haunted by the 2 kids who lived there earlier. Mm-hmm. Were they just perfectly good friends before they moved here, and now suddenly they're at each other's throats? Or is it just sort of nudging them a little bit? Is it not really at all, and they're just awful to each other? Part of, I think, what I respond to this is I was like a latchkey kid, and any story that has to do with kids who are a little bit on their own, just a little too much, I feel it.
Yeah, when you killed your twin.
Yeah. That guy was like...
Look out!
So your vote was Joshua?
Oh, I think this is a classic radio drama. I think this is hugely effective, and I only hope that Mr. Brooke is as effective in his IT career as he is as a horror writer.
I agree with the classic status, in part because what you said, that it is such a effective modern retelling of a old-fashioned ghost story.
Mr. Brooke just wrote an email to us. It says 00100001111, and it's beautiful and horrifying.
So good, so good.
So horrifying. All right, Tim, tell them stuff.
Please go visit ghoulishdelights.com, home of this podcast. You'll find all our other episodes there. You can leave comments on episodes. You can leave us a message. You can link to our social media. Let us know what you think. If you have episodes you'd like us to listen to, we'll add it to our list. We'll get to it probably a year from now. But we will dutifully make our way through that list.
And you can also go to patreon.com/themorals and support this podcast. We appreciate that. You can also go to iTunes, write a review. You can go to Facebook and like us on Facebook. You can also join our Facebook discussion group. Currently, we are featuring a poll for the very best old-time radio episode we have featured in 2019, and we're going to feature a poll of the very worst, and we're going to give out 2 awards, the best and worst of 2019 on morals, and we'd like your participation.
Also, if you want to come see us perform live, we do, as a theater group, recreations of old-time radio shows with live sound effects, music, the whole thing. Also do original works from time to time. Please visit MysteriousOldRadioListeningSociety.com for a list of our shows and show times and show places. What's coming up next?
Next time, we will be featuring our annual tradition, some version of the Signal Man, selected by Tim. Until then...
Look out!
The snowman's back.
Now, don't be silly.
He is. I can see him on the lawn.
Happy birthday!